Hello, welcome to Kayfabe News and our review of the Monday Night Wrestling show known as Raw. You know how many people tune into it and don't get what they're expecting. They want some cold, hard ass. Bring back Rikishi. This week we have very sad news to report as Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, also known as the IIconics, were forced to end their tenure as a tag team and also stop being friends. Mandated by a US federal official, security cameras will be set up to watch both Royce and Kay to ensure there's no contact between either of them, including, but notwithstanding, going to the pub, concerts, other wrestling events, the gym, clothes shopping, the zoo, and of course, a trip to a theme park to ride the twirly-whirly rides of fun. I say that, I don't know that for sure, but it's certainly what lead commentator Tom Phillips told us, which is why it was very odd when an hour later, the pair were seen enjoying the exploits of Raw Underground. However, as it turned out, this turned out to be some sort of ruse, maybe underlining that Peyton Royce was behind all this and threw the match earlier in the evening. After all, who in their right mind would have agreed to this to begin with? If I came up to you right now and said that you had to fight me, win or lose hundreds of dollars that are in your wallet, you would just say no, unless you were a moron. And as I don't believe that Peyton and Billie are morons, I can only assume this was Royce's plan ever since she realized that WWE has a singles division. She must have missed it. Her ego took over, she has now stabbed her friend in the back, and now by law, they can never rekindle what it was that they had. They always seem to be miserable, but whatever. The upside to all this is that Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott, until now one of the worst tag teams in WWE, given their horrific win-loss record, have secured themselves a title shot against Nia Moaning Jax and Shayna Whining Baszler. Seriously, these two. I mean, is anybody else struggling? How the hell they're keeping it together and how the hell they won the tag titles, I don't know. When they clearly hate each other, it baffles me. It's like, just ask my ex-wife. You think we stayed together as a couple when she thought I was a giant asshat? And I thought she was a wonderful woman who I desperately tried to make happy and failed? Exactly. Some things don't work and you gotta move on no matter how much water runs from your eyes. Anyway, Jackson Baszler versus Morgan and Riott is on. Who the hell knows? Mary, I miss you. Speaking of number one contenders, we have a new one for the WWE title, and it's none other than I just broke your jaw, Randy Orton. The Viper was able to beat Keith Lee and Seth Rollins in a triple threat match after the trio had already competed earlier in the night. He made the pin after Lee had hit a spirit bomb on Seth before Keith got taken out with the RKO. Clearly, Randy doesn't have any trust in his own move, like I say, because he covered Rollins rather than Lee. And talking about morons, that makes him a moron. I mean, he still won, but come on. He's a coward and a bully, and this underlined that. I hope Drew returns to the ring and breaks his skull in revenge for what Orton has done recently. Can you believe he showed this picture too of legends such as Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, Edge and Christian? I don't want to cast aspersions here either, but I do not believe that is a legit photograph. I know, but we here at Kayfabe News have got it on very good authority that it has been photoshopped, which is a disgusting thing for Orton to do. I mean, what if a family member or a friend sees this Randy and rushes to their local medical facility? You are an absolute monster. As is Aleister Black. I mean, can someone explain this schmo to me? He has turned into a zombie pirate when Murphy and Seth Rollins removed one of his eyes, and yet here he is attacking Kevin Owens for no apparent reason. I mean, how does this make any sense? I talked about my wallet earlier. If somebody steals my wallet, I don't beat up the first person I see. I beat up the first 10 people I see because I'm so angry. If I knew where the culprit was, though, I'd go straight to them and electrocute their testicles like Kane did to Shane McMahon, because if I'm going to watch this much wrestling, I may as well learn something from it. Black also hurt Owens so bad here that when he tried to wage war with Randy Orton in a scheduled match, he wasn't able to, and after a very quick RKO, was done. I hope the referee to this thing gets fired as well. He refused to let Owens fight until Kev informed him that he'd like to, so this goof just changed his mind. I mean, what good are you? What good are you? You're the type of guy who would have given Rey Mysterio the green light after he lost an eye. Sure, Rey, go mad, cross the road, fly a plane, head to the moon. You can't do any of those things unless you have two eyes, and we all know it. What's the deal with Rey too? Why does he keep bringing more and more family members to Raw? Does this man not learn? Is he an idiot? Since son Dominic has been coming, he has been beaten with a stick and almost killed. And now Rey has no fear that the same may happen to his wife and daughter who were present on Raw. I mean, what are you going to do, Rey? Encourage them to go after the women's tag team titles? I mean, that's not the worst idea at the moment. Nia and Shayna are not getting along. Okay, look, we'll wait and see. They probably actually would win. But I still think that you are a renegade husband and a terrible, terrible father. If Eddie Guerrero's here, he would be disgusted about how you're treating his child. We also need to talk about this absolutely mad situation with the Hurt Business, Ricochet, Apollo Crews, and Cedric Alexander. Like, what is the deal between Cedric and MVP? Because here, my word, Alexander actually got a win, but only because there was a distraction on the outside, and MVP laughed this off as if he was proud of Cedric until later on, not only were these three goofs getting beaten up backstage, but they got absolutely murdered on Raw Underground. Why is Apollo even hanging around with Ricochet and Cedric? He was a champion until a few days ago, and Cedric Alexander and Ricochet can't do anything. That's like you telling me that you're able to cook, and I come round and you give me cheese on toast. A goat could do that. A goat could make cheese on toast. Don't belittle yourself, Apollo, by hanging around with people who say they can wrestle, but instead can't offer you a damn thing. I also don't really understand why the Hurt Business are wearing these weird gold old woman tops. But hey, each to their own. I mean, I understand why they would wear it in their personal life, but they wear it in Raw Underground. I watch MA, also known as mixed martial arts, and people come in fighting gear, and yet when the Hurt Business go to this underground fighting league, they wear dress pants. Like Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke were also fighting, and they fought in a dress. It's very, very strange. Shane McMahon, I know you don't want any rules. I really think you should introduce some rules, e.g. fight in fighting gear. Finally, in tremendous news, R-Truth won back his 24/7 title for what must be the 4,590th time as he surprised Tozawa to prove that it really is the most exciting and unpredictable championship in the whole company. And you just never know what's going to happen, and I cannot wait to see if this time Truth can hold on to that green belt of gold, or if finally he is in over his head. I mean, he's fighting a ninja. It can't be the best idea. And I'm sure that maybe Tozawa brings in some of his ninja friends, like the Foot Clan, or maybe even Shredder, Krang, Dribber, Krang, Tada. This is absolutely fascinating television. Before we do go to breaking the format for just a second, we here at Kayfabe News would also like to send a lot of love to one Roman Reigns. I'm not sure where he's been for the last 5 months, but something is definitely wrong with him. I mean, he's aligned himself with Paul Heyman, essentially cheated to win the Universal title, and is saying some very choice things on Twitter and social media. So, as a worried friend and fan, because he just used to be such a good egg with cute phrases like suffering succotash, Roman, I promise you it will be okay. Just blink twice and wave your arms around next time you're on TV if you're in need of assistance but can't say, and me and somebody at the Kayfabe News team, not Rob the producer over there who can't do anything, but we will come to your aid. And that's that. Raw is in the books, and it was a crazy time all around. So make sure you make yourself feel better by subscribing, liking, and leaving a comment to prove you can spell. I don't hold very high hopes for you. Thanks for watching. Now get your ass on out of here.